Welcome to a place where we don't just look for answers. We uncover the deeper truths about ourselves and our bodies. Have you ever wondered why? No matter how hard you try, your energy, your confidence, even your sparks seem to fade with each passing year? Especially after 50, when nothing feels quite the same anymore. You've been told to eat healthy, to snack on nuts, the so-called superfoods. And yes, they can be good for you, but only if you choose the right ones. Here's the hard truth most men never hear. Some of the very nuts you think are helping you are quietly draining your testosterone, clogging your circulation, wrecking your hormones, and stealing your confidence in the bedroom. You see, after 50, your body doesn't handle things the way it used to. You need to think smarter, eat smarter, and stop trusting that every so-called healthy snack is your friend. If you've been feeling your energy drop, your mind feel foggy, and most of all, your confidence slip when it matters most, the problem might be right there in your pantry. Because the wrong nuts don't just rob you of energy. They hurt your blood flow, disrupt your hormones, and kill your mood. 3 things every man needs to stay vital, masculine, and at his best. So today, we're going to expose the 5 nuts every man over 50 must absolutely avoid. And then, we'll reveal the 5 powerhouse nuts that fuel your energy, protect your hormones, and restore your confidence where it matters most. Stay with me and take back control. It seems like such a smart choice. You're standing in line at the grocery store, eyeing the shelves full of candy bars and chips. And there they are, honey-roasted almonds neatly packaged, looking so much healthier. Healthier, right? But here's the truth. That bag of shiny, sweet almonds is a master disguise. For anyone paying close attention, it's just a dangerous little trap hiding in plain sight. These sugar-coated nuts are what I call nutritional Trojan horses. They sneak staggering amounts of refined sugar into your body, sometimes making up half, even more, of their total calories. It's basically candy, dressed up to look healthy. What happens when you eat them? Your blood sugar spikes fast, giving you a quick burst of energy. But it's just that, quick, because what comes next is the crash. Your body scrambles to recover from the sugar overload, and you feel more drained than before. This isn't just feeling a little tired. This constant cycle of sugar highs and lows chips away at your vitality. It suppresses a key neuropeptide in your brain called orexin. Orexin keeps you awake, focused, and motivated. When it's suppressed, you feel foggy, irritable, sluggish, and over time, that lack of drive touches every part of your life. Your sharpness at work, your energy at home, even your confidence when it matters most. I remember one patient of mine, Tom Peterson, a retired firefighter from Ohio. Tom was proud of staying active after retirement. Every afternoon, around 2:30, he'd grab a bag of honey-roasted almonds from his truck. He thought he was being smart, picking the healthy choice. But by 4 p.m., he was always exhausted. He'd get irritable, couldn't focus, and by dinner, he'd just collapse on the couch. He couldn't figure out why, until I showed him just how much sugar was hiding in those almonds. He switched to raw, unsalted almonds instead, and within days, his afternoon stopped crashing. His mood improved. His energy leveled out. He finally felt like himself again. Because here's the thing. Lasting energy, real vitality, doesn't come from quick sugar highs. It comes from better choices. Choices that respect your body. Choices that keep you strong and sharp. Those little candy-coated nuts, they don't just drain your energy. They chip away at your drive, your focus, your confidence. The thoughtful choice? Skip the sugar trap. Fuel your body. Don't sabotage it, because you deserve better. So next time you're standing in line and your hand reaches for that shiny bag, remember Tom. And remember this, you're worth more than a quick fix. You might think those handfuls of nuts on your desk are helping you stay healthy. After all, they're packed with good fats, protein, and energy, right? But here's what no one tells you. Those nuts can quietly rob you of your masculinity, especially if you're over 50. You see, the oils in nuts are fragile. When they're exposed to air, light, or heat, they oxidize. They turn rancid. And when you eat them, those damaged fats set off a silent war inside your body. We call it chronic inflammation. Your system stops focusing on energy and hormone production. Instead, it scrambles to fight off free radicals and repair the damage. The result? Your testosterone levels take a hit. Your drive and focus fade. Even your bedroom performance suffers. And worst of all, you might not even connect the dots. I remember working with John, a 62-year-old retired police officer from Florida. Strong guy. He prided himself on staying active and eating healthy. Every afternoon, he'd grab a big jar of mixed nuts and snack while watching the game. But over time, he started noticing changes. He felt stiff and bloated by evening. His energy tanked in the afternoons. He said his edge, that spark of confidence and desire, just wasn't there anymore. When we took a closer look, we found the culprit. That jar of nuts had been sitting open on his counter for months. They were full of oxidized oils. He was basically feeding his body toxins every single day. Once he switched to fresh, properly stored nuts and cut back on the handfuls, everything started to turn around. Within weeks, his energy stabilized. His joints loosened up. And yes, his confidence and performance improved. Here's the simple truth. Your body can't maintain peak testosterone and vitality if it's busy fighting fires. Inflammation is the enemy of male hormones. So, don't let something as small as rancid nuts chip away at your masculinity. Always store your nuts in airtight containers. Keep them cool, dark, and dry. And when they start smelling sour, tasting bitter, or feeling soft, throw them out. Don't settle for less. Not in your food, and not in your life. Your strength, your drive, your performance, they're worth protecting. Choose wisely. If you're a man over 50 who cares about his health, you've probably heard about Brazil nuts. They're often called a superfood, packed with healthy fats, protein, and most importantly, selenium. Selenium is crucial for your body. It supports your thyroid, the tiny gland in your neck that controls energy, metabolism, and even your testosterone production. It helps you feel sharp, energized, and vital. But here's the catch. Too much of a good thing can turn against you. You see, Brazil nuts are so rich in selenium that just 4 nuts can push you over the safe daily limit. And eating too many, day after day, can quietly poison your system. I call it the overdose trap, because selenium toxicity is sneaky. It builds up slowly, but it can wreak havoc on the very things you're trying to protect. One of the first signs? Chronic fatigue. You feel drained, even after a good night's sleep. Your muscles feel weak. Your focus starts to slip, and your thyroid, the energy regulator of your body, stops working properly. That means your metabolism slows down. Your testosterone can drop, and your confidence, your drive, even your performance all take a hit. I remember a patient of mine, Mike Reynolds, a 58-year-old accountant from Denver. Mike was smart about his diet. He cut back on sugar, stayed active, and every morning he ate a handful of Brazil nuts because he'd read about how great they were for testosterone. But over time, he started feeling off. He was tired all the time. His workouts fell harder. His weight crept up. And as he admitted to me quietly, things weren't great in the bedroom anymore. When we ran his labs, his thyroid hormones were out of balance, and his selenium was sky high. The culprit? That morning handful of Brazil nuts, way too much selenium, every single day. Once Mike cut back, just 1 or 2 nuts a day, a few times a week, his energy came back, his weight stabilized, and his confidence returned. The lesson is simple. More is not always better. Your body doesn't need a flood of selenium. It needs just the right amount to keep your thyroid and your masculinity firing on all cylinders. So here's what you need to remember. 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day is enough. Or even better, just a few times a week. That's all it takes to get the benefits, without falling into the overdose trap. Because a thoughtful man knows when enough is enough. He respects his body, and he understands that discipline is part of strength. So next time you reach for that bowl of Brazil nuts, pause for a second, take 1, maybe 2, and remember, you don't need more to be more. You just need to choose wisely. They're easy, they're convenient, and let's be honest, they're addictive. I'm talking about those little bags of salted, roasted, Flavored nuts sitting on every grocery store shelf. You tear one open, and you can't stop at just a few. But here's what you probably don't realize. Those salty, processed nuts are doing a lot more than just satisfy your taste buds. They're setting off what I call the blood pressure and stress bomb. You see, most packaged nuts are loaded with sodium, way more than you'd ever add yourself. And all that excess sodium forces your body to hold on to water. That extra water makes your blood thicker. Your heart has to work harder to pump it. Over time, your blood pressure creeps up, and your energy goes down. But that's not all. When your blood pressure is high and your heart is under stress, your body releases more cortisol. And cortisol, the stress hormone, is the enemy of testosterone. It chips away at your masculinity quietly. It sabotages your sleep. It drains your drive. I remember one of my patients, James Mitchell. He's a 61-year-old construction manager from Chicago. Big guy, strong, hardworking. But lately he'd been feeling off. He was always tired. His face looked puffy. His blood pressure was up at every checkup. And he wasn't sleeping through the night anymore. He said, "Doc, I'm trying. I cut back on junk food. I've been snacking on almonds and cashews instead." So I asked him to bring in what he was eating. Sure enough, he pulled out a jumbo bag of honey-roasted, salted mixed nuts from the gas station. The label showed over 600 milligrams of sodium per serving, and he was eating 3 or 4 servings every day. No wonder he felt bloated, wired, and worn out. We switched James to raw, unsalted nuts, just a small handful at a time. Within 2 weeks, his blood pressure improved, his face looked leaner, and he started sleeping better. He said, "I feel lighter not just in my body, but in my head." And that's exactly the point. When you lower the salt, your body can finally relax. Your blood flows more freely. Your heart works less. Your testosterone stays stronger. And your sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. So here's what you need to remember. If you want to snack smart, skip the flavored, salty, processed nuts. Choose raw. Choose unseasoned. Let your body breathe. Because a thoughtful man knows your heart, your hormones, and your health are worth more than a quick, salty fix. Be smart. Fuel your strength, not your stress.